Zell Boy Army, welcome to the final episode in the Best Players in Every Position series. It's been a spicy one, we've seen some great players, but at the end of the day, there's going to have to be some best ones. I'm excited for this video, the absolute creme de la creme, cream of the crop, best players in the whole game make it into this video at last. There's no price limit. One rule I've put is that a player can only be put in one position. So if someone like Moments R9, he could go Lamb, Cam, Ram or Striker. He's only going to be put in one position. So bear that in mind before you start moaning in the comments. I just want to say a big thank you to all support on this series. Everyone seems to have enjoyed it. But to finish it off with a bang, I've got my good friend Mr. Jambu, West Ham's finest, on the video. How you doing, Jambu?
Hello. Thanks for having me on. I'm good, mate.
You're welcome. Jambu, for anyone who doesn't know, he is a pro player for West Ham Football Club. I run a Patreon, which you've probably heard about, the Underdog Patreon, link in the description below. I run that with him and FIFA Analyst, both great guys. And I'm going to leave Jambu's link to his YouTube channel in the description below. Jambu, do you want to tell them about your channel, the video you're doing tonight?
Tonight we've just got my rewards. For once, I felt like I'm pretty happy with what I got.
Oh so, yeah, you told me about one of them. Yeah, pretty
so
spicy.
We're gonna go with that. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. But mainly, I just do, the similar sort of thing to you and Analyst, the how to get better at FIFA, everyday videos. So get involved.
Yeah. Would it be safe to say one of the players who makes it into this video you packed for your rewards?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we're starting with the keepers. So Jambu is screen sharing with me through Discord so we can see the players I've picked. There'll be a few disagreements. I think the general consensus will probably be pretty similar, but the fifth one here I've started with Van der Sar, goes to Andanovic, to Oblak, to Stegen, to Alisson, and the bench will always be honourable mentions. For me, ter Stegen at the start of the game was the best keeper, but now we've got to Tots. Alisson just seemed to get another level, in my opinion. He makes some crazy saves that his normal card didn't, and he has the extra speed on ter Stegen, 70 compared to 48. So off the line, I just found this Alisson's insane. Ter Stegen probably is just about still the out-and-out best shot stopper, in my opinion. And then, I mean, all the other keepers in this list are pretty insane. Any disagreements, Jambu?
I think I'm happy with it, other than I'd go to Stegen edging it at first. I think
just crazy animations.
Yeah, and I feel like it's good to have that speed off the line, but you can also, the ball roll around the keeper's still so good. Like, I'd rather not bring them out at all. But yeah, they're both very good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first two are the only lock-ins generally, and then anyone from Oblak all the way to the bench you could rotate, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And same, you could probably add Sommer from the Bundesliga. There's so many options, really, that the keeper, a lot of it is just, does it fit your chemistry? And opinion, some people have played, say Alisson's the best in the game, some hate him, so... Okay, we're going to move... What do you think, left back or right back first?
We'll go left.
Okay, cool. I think this one's fairly easy. For me, I've put Theo Hernandez first. Sorry, sometimes the order I've swapped around a bit, but Theo Hernandez first, Davies second, Robertson third, Tellers fourth, Tagliafico fifth, and then you can see all the honourable mentions on the bench here. I mean, Mendy, what a hero, Jambu. Like, that Footmas Mendy.
What a legend.
I didn't start playing on the PS4 account, which we're on at the moment, until probably March, really. Maybe even April, I can't remember. But so I didn't get him. But on Xbox, my Footmas Mendy had like 400 or 500 games. Probably similar for you, Jambu.
Yeah, I've used him. It's only last week, I think, I stopped using him. He's been in there for a long time.
He's still usable. That's why he's on this list. He just is the epitome of the meta fullback on this game. Just at this point, I think you'd agree the Tots cards have kind of overtaken him just with the crazy juiced up stats.
Yeah.
For me, the top two is fairly easy. Hernandez has ridiculous strength, pace, he's great on the ball with his agility and dribbling. He just suits the meta. The argument against him would be his vision and long pass are a little bit bad for the through balls down the line, and then 3-star. I just think for me he's number one because he's just defensively about as good as it gets. Whereas Davies has the same pace effectively, but doesn't quite have that same crazy physical. His defending's a little bit worse. Theo doesn't have the defending awareness, but I don't think it matters as much at left back. But then Davies does have the 4-star, and pretty sick on the ball. So for me, those are the top two. Tellers and Robertson, stats-wise, are up there, but a little bit weaker, I think. And then they have 2-star weak foot. And then Tagliafico, the weak foot, and a bit weaker, bit worse on a couple of stats. But for me, those are the top five. These guys here just don't quite live up to some of these cards, in my opinion. What are you thinking, Jumbo?
I'd be interested to use that Carlos.
Yeah, does he have that just something different about him?
Yeah, it's weird.
You played against him, didn't you, and said he was a bit of an animal?
Yeah. That might have even just been the prime, but Carlos just seemed crazy. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think the others are the weak foot. Yeah.
Yeah, for me on paper, like, would you agree with the top two?
Yeah.
Like, this Davies is crazy, and the weak foot, I don't think 3-star's that bad at fullback.
No.
Whereas 2-star, you're getting a bit dangerous because you can't play on the 2-star generally. Yeah, this Tagliafico, what a card.
Yeah, he looks crazy.
He's about as good as it gets on the ball. He just doesn't have the same physical probably as the other two. Okay, right back would be the next logical one. Okay, I've just realised it's topsy-turvy every time. First was here on the keeper. First was there on the left back. First is here on the right back. First right back, Danny Carvajal. Number 2, Trent. 3, I've gone Zambrotta. 4, Cuadrado. For me, I could interchange any of those 4. And then I think Alberta for me is fairly obvious 5th. And then these are the honourable mentions. Some very good players here. I mean, Valencia, if he was in the Prem, he might get top 5, but he's that hard to link in that I think he goes on the bench partly because of that. What do you think, Jambu? What do you think of this order I've done in?
That Carvajal is crazy. I think it might be Zambrotta.
I've heard you say this before. Yeah, the weak foot,
Yeah.
the insane physical.
He's got everything, and he'll be really good for the passes down the line and that on either foot.
For me, it was just he's not as crazy on the ball.
Yeah.
Some of the other fullbacks, his passing is great, but it's not elite. Like, look at that Trent. 7 more short pass, 9 curve, 11 long pass, 9 vision. But then Zambrotta does have the weak foot. He has 4-star skill moves, which isn't essential, obviously, at fullback. It's nice with scoop turn. It's a bit quicker, a bit more
strength
physical.
On Trent.
Yeah, I think it's very close between these cards. This video is not counting value, so I think we'd all agree Zambrotta is the worst value out of these first 4.
Yeah.
Because fullback icons aren't even that essential generally to link players in, but if it is based on just they cost the same and you can afford anyone, I think, would you agree these 3 are the top 3?
Yeah.
This Cuadrado, crazy card. Like the agility and dribbling, he's rapid, he's a bit weak, but then his aggression's amazing. His defending's a little bit low. I fix that with Sentinel. I mean, don't care too much about the skill moves, but the nice thing about this Cuadrado as well, a link to CR7, to Delit, very, very easy to fit in. Alberta, for me, I don't know, he's not insane on the ball. His passing has a few weaknesses. He's got low aggression. Like, I thought for a 94 right back he was a bit of a letdown, but he's still great, but not as good as the others. What do you think?
Again, I wouldn't mind using him, but if we're going off of stats, you know, a lot of people think that stats aren't everything, but if we're going off the card, then yeah, he's behind Trent and a few of the others.
Some of these cards obviously we won't have used because like when we get to like a moment's hullet, I haven't got 15 mil, 10 mil, whatever it costs lying around just to chuck it at CDM. But every one of these cards I'll have played against quite a bit. I'll have used quite a lot of them, most of them in draft at some point. Then a lot of them I've also literally used in game as well. We're going to get to the centre backs now. Okay. I think Virgil is the de facto number one. No arguments there.
Yeah, I think he's the best.
Yeah, he just has everything. The second I've put is De Ligt. I don't know, for me, like, his recovery speed is crazy. He feels better than the 71 agility. He's got the 99 strength, great aggression. For me, he feels really quick. His passing's elite. He's got great weak foot. Ramos, like, everyone loved that Moments Ramos off chem. But this Tots Ramos is insane. Crazy card. He has rapid pace. He's great on the ball. He's passing, 99 aggression strength. This one surprised me. Jambu might disagree on this one, but Chris Smalling, or Smaldini as he's better known on FIFA, elite physicals, elite defending, pretty decent on the ball. But what I liked about him was that 6'4". I don't think hitboxes matter as much as last FIFA, but he just seems to have that just stupid stuff goes his way type of thing. He reaches everything. He has that Van Dijk frame. He hasn't got the same pace as Van Dijk or quite as good on the ball, so he's behind him because of that. But for me, he was pretty insane. And then a lot of these centre-backs, there's a lot of honourable mentions. Varane, Maldini, Manolas, Militao, maybe Joe Gomez, all could have snuck into the top 5. But for me, I put Diego Carlos 5th. That agility shouldn't be allowed on a centre-back. Physicals are great on the ball. I think he has 4-star weak foot. Yeah, rapid, like, brilliant centre-back. What do you think, Jambu?
I've just noticed, surely Varane has to be over Smalling. Surely.
I've used them both, and for me, Varane was good, but he was a big letdown compared to what I expected. He's pretty bad on the ball because his balance is that bad. And you know when people left stick dribble past you in the box, you need to turn quick?
Yeah.
He just didn't seem to be able to recover quick enough for me. I don't know. His physicals, he got the 99 strength, he has pretty high aggression, it's not quite the same, but for me, he was a bit of a letdown compared to what I expected. Others, it might be like the keepers where others have used him and say he's the best in the game. And like I said, he could fit into the top 5, he was still great, but for me, I was a bit disappointed in him, as having used them both. I've used every centre-back on this list quite a bit other than Cannavaro and De Vrij. I used Upamecano, not too much, but in a draft. But yeah, Militao's very good as well. Is there any disagreements you'd have though? So Varane maybe. Anyone else you'd fit in? Maldini.
I think Maldini. I don't. It's
for me,
so
it was the
weird.
lack of physicals, but I know.
Yeah, it's weird because like them physicals are bang average for a top centre back, but there's just like I've used the loan in those tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, and this is against pros and top players.
That Maldini is just a joke. I don't know what it is. Like, he just seems to glide to get the ball.
He's like that force field that some of the top centre-backs have. Like, he just seems to magnet to the ball type of thing.
But it's just weird because, like, on the ball, he's way worse than Smalling, way worse physically. Yeah. But it's just the 99 defendings across the board. There's just something about him.
Yeah, the only defending stat that's effectively not 99 is the heading, and it's pretty irrelevant on this game. So, yeah, I think Maldini never's going to make a list on value. He's the only centre back in this list.
2.5 mil.
Yeah, he's a million more than Van Dijk. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, Smalling's the only one in this top 5 that I would think could get swapped out. I found him amazing, and I found he could just bully people. For me, he was just like a slightly worse Van Dijk. CDMs now. I think the first two on this are obvious, but the debate can come after this. Okay, we've got a lot of honourable mentions here. There's a lot of good options, but I think you'd agree Moments Hullet, number 1.
Yeah.
Like, De Bruyne on paper is a better card, but Hullet just has that crazy hitbox. Even on this FIFA, would you agree his hitbox and body type's just crazy still?
He's just a joke, yeah.
Yeah, like I've not even played with this card. I've not used him in draft either. but I've played against him, some pros, and it's just ridiculous what he can do. Yeah, he also feels a bit better on the ball than those stats, I would say. Don't know, like he feels like he has his own body type. It's just crazy the amount of stuff that goes his way. The best player to ever play football, if you believe in the stats Vancouver have given him. De Bruyne, number 2. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I would say he's better going forward than Hullett. I think he is better going forward. And the meta this year for CDMs is CDMs who obviously can defend and are good physical. But would you agree that you like to have CDMs who can shoot and attack to give you extra options to break down the drop back?
Your CDMs are often on the edge of the box, so they need to be able to spin as well.
Yeah, they need to be able to be decent on the ball, which is why a few of the honourable mentions, like you can see Moments Vieira isn't in the top 5, where some people say that's crazy, but I don't think it's even a debate at a pro level that Moments Vieira is at top 5 at the moment. What would you say to that?
Well, at a pro level, if a pro player was running on the edge of my box with Vieira,
easy, yeah.
I'd be licking my lips because he don't have the weak foot, he can't turn.
Yeah.
But then defensively, he will be arguably the best.
Yeah. As an out-and-out defensive mid, he probably is the best. But the meta this year, because it's so hard to break people down, is you need numbers in attack, and that Vieira is going to let you down.
He can't finish. Doesn't have a long shot.
Yeah, I think De Bruyne and Hullett are obviously top 2. Jambu will probably disagree here, but for me, 3rd, 4th, and 5th go Savic, Kimmich, Paulinho. I think Goretzka could get in there as well. If I look at some of the other honourable mentions, if Witsel was a little bit better going forward, he could, but I think he's a little bit bad going. He's not bad, but he's not quite good enough on the ball or shooting or quick enough for the meta that I'm talking about. Even though, would you agree this Witsel might be the best value SBC we've had all year?
Yeah.
He's pretty crazy. A lot of the cards on this list get on here, like so. SEN is great, but not good enough going forward. Henderson's up there for best defensive midfielder. De Jong doesn't have the weak foot, even though he's great on the ball and quick, and not quite the elite physical. Mateus, a bit clunky. Ballack, very good well-rounder, but a bit clunky. This Gabriel, what a card he is. Someone told me on my stream yesterday he's like 50k. I don't even get that. This Savic, though, for me, I used him for about 50 games now. He's basically a B-Tech colour for me. Not quite as quick. Feels amazing on the ball, which surprised me. I don't know if it's just the 99 dribbling. Physical monster. He has this similar body type to Hullett. Outside the foot shot. Some of the best shooting in the game from CDM. And he's 4-star. 4-star. What would you have any disagreements with the top 5, Jumbo? We agreed on the top 2, so.
I would have Goretzka over Kimmich, but that's it.
Would Goretzka be free, or would you settle for Savic at free? Where would it just be a straight swap, Goretzka for Kimmich?
Oh, it's a tough one. I feel like
so close between these guys, isn't it?
The issue I have with Savic is I feel like he's one of them players where because of he's got like that stocky build, isn't he? I feel like when the game plays bad, he really will be a truck.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I found him good in Weekend League. Like, do you know those like the players with elite dribbling who just sometimes do that little micro touch that just gives them something mad? He did a few of those last week, and I don't know. I don't know if the 99 dribbling just makes a difference, but yeah, he was pretty crazy for me. I know what you mean though. He definitely isn't like a Kimmich on the ball. Goretzka, Kimmich, I preferred Kimmich because of his ability on the ball, but Goretzka has that bigger body type, gets a bit more stuff go his way. Paulinho, though, like, what a card. Like, I want to get him in my red picks. Like, I'm sure you'd be happy if you got him. What do you think of him?
Looks like one of the best footballers to ever grace the pitch.
I mean, he was pretty good at Spurs and Barca, but not quite sure where EA have got 94 finishing, 96 shot power. Like, yeah, this card's stats are comparable to Moments Hullett.
Yeah.
But he just isn't 6'3", 5-star weak foot. But crazy card, and I don't think he's that hard to link in considering he's Brazilian.
If he had a 5-star weak foot, would that card be better than Hullett?
I don't think so because the body type. but I think we'd be doing that, putting him number 3.
Yeah.
I think the Hullet body type just, when you're playing against a pro using Hullet, and you just sigh because Hullet's just won some ludicrous 50-50. Like, I think Tudzu's a moderator in my stream, and Jambu knows him. He said Hullet turns every 50-50 into an 80-20. That's just what it feels like with Hullet. So
wait, so where do we have Paulinho?
5th.
I reckon he could be better than Savage.
Yeah, potentially. I think after the top 2, I think other than Goretzka, I don't think anybody else on the honourable mentions would get into the top 5. But I think Goretzka in the top, the 4th, 3rd, 5th could all interchange. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So cams. So this is where we get a bit more, why is this player not there? Because some of them, like, for example, the cam. We don't have Team of the Year or Team of the Season Messi because I've moved him to Ram. Ram looked really weird until I rejigged it a bit, but some of the players like Moments R9 could be the number 1 Ram, but he's obviously going to be at striker. So the front 4, we're going in a 4-2-3-1, so we've gone CDM, Cam, Lam, Ram, striker. They're all interchangeable. Most players on this game at the top level can play anywhere across the front 4. But in general, I think you guys will see what I've done with this list. This Neymar is a placeholder for the Tots Neymar. So for me, I'm putting 99 Neymar, which I think they'll give him as the number 1. Cruyff as the number 2. Pele number 3. Son number 4. And Moments Dino number 5. For you, Jambu, what are like the key stats that you'd look for in a cam?
5-star weak foot is the most important.
Yeah.
As long as they're, good on the ball. You need the main thing is you want the 5-star weak foot, high agility and dribbling. I don't even think the passing's that important. It's useful.
All the top players have it anyway now, so
yeah. But the physical stats I find are a lot less important at a cam than they are out wide for some reason.
Well, out wide, that you get that ridiculous fake shot. That doesn't really open up in the middle as much. Yeah,
so I'd much rather have that Neymar as a cam than out wide, which is,
Well, the 99 Neymar could have 80 physical.
Possibly. I've heard, I don't know whether you want to hear it, put it in the video, I've seen a leak.
Go on.
So apparently, it's Ben Yedder 97, Neymar 98, and Mbappe 99.
I mean, Mbappe might be a 99 because he had a 98, so they want to make it different. For me, Neymar's a better player than Mbappe, so he should be getting the 99.
I'm surprised that Neymar hasn't got a 99, but apparently that's the leak.
Fair enough. I mean, 98, 99, he's still going to be crazy, isn't he? For you, would you agree he'll be the best cam out of these options? Because some of them might be, like, we'd probably still put Moments R9 at cam over Neymar, but in this list.
Yeah, I think for Dino, I wouldn't actually want him at cam. He'd be one of the best wide cams in the game. But
I still think that I put him at cam. I know he doesn't have the weak foot, but he's got that ridiculous dribbling animation that I just think would make him sick in the middle. I feel like it'd be
he'd still be good.
Yeah, you'd put him at Lam.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think the top 2 again, those pretty easy. Tots, Neymar and Cruyff.
Yeah.
Like this Cruyff 5-star, amazing card. Pretty good physical for a cam. Pele gets out of
if
Pele had 5-star,
he's the best.
Yeah. Look at the dribbling, man, and the shooting. 83 strength.
He is a joke.
Yeah. What do you think of Son?
I know.
Pretty good physical.
I remember you saying he was quite good at dribbling and stuff. I just feel like he's 6 foot, low balance. He's going to be clunky still.
He wasn't like using a Messi or Neymar on the ball for me, but he was good enough. And then he was decent physical and he was very clinical. Like, the finesse shot trait. I don't know with him, the 99 long shots, he was hitting finesses that you can't normally hit. He was scoring fairly consistent from 20 yards, which hardly anyone on this game can do. And that just made a difference because it was easy to break people down. In terms of the honourable mentions, most of these aren't getting there for a few reasons. Gomez, well, anyone who doesn't have 5-star weak foot generally in this list is not getting in the top 5 because of that. Zidane, too clunky. He could have been at CDM or Cam, depending on how you want to do it. I just didn't want him at CDM with the defending. Zidane's not as good on the game as he should be. Ribery and Griezmann with the 5-star, just not as juiced up across the board. Okay, we'll go to Lam. So Lam, basically, Jambu, you were saying you want obviously weak foot and all that's nice, but the main thing you want pace, ability on the ball, and strength.
Yeah.
So I'm putting Tots and Mbappe at Lam because we're going to use his. I said we can't use more than one version of a card, but or we can't use the same card player in different positions. But his foot birthday one with 5-star weak foot, I'm going to be putting up front because of the weak foot and striker, which I think is fair. So I think his 99, if that's true, will be the best Lam in the game.
Yeah, that currently this Mbappe here is the best Lam in the game, I would say.
Yeah, and then would you say Mane's fair?
Yeah.
Like his physicals are crazy. Werner, pretty insane out wide. Lautaro could swap with him, but like Lautaro's pretty insane. And then Sancho. Sancho doesn't have the insane physicals, but he's probably a bit better on the ball. Promise maybe could have got in that top 5. Well, that card's ridiculous. And he's a strong link to Tagliafico, which is nice. I think though, other than Promise, I don't think any of these would get in the top 5 ahead of them. What do you think?
I didn't like that Sancho at all. He just felt really lightweight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mate, that Best looks ridiculous. But he ain't physically that great, is he? Yeah.
I just don't think he has it against these guys.
No, maybe not. To be fair, though, Best stats-wise will be pretty similar to that Sancho. You know, shooting-wise, maybe even better. I don't know. It's close. I just didn't get
Sancho just has the 98 pace. I mean, Sancho is 5th for a reason. He could be in a change. I'd probably swap Promise. I've not used him, but everyone's raving about him. He has that 5-star skills, which is pretty nice for the running scoop turn. But yeah,
Griffin as well.
Yeah, he's a pretty crazy card. I think he'll drop to a reasonable price to link with Tagliafico as well. Ram, Messi. I think if we're putting him there as the number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who got 5-star weak foot was probably going at Cam or striker. So Cruyff would be a better Ram probably still, but Messi. I've picked the one with a better physical because physical's quite nice out wide. This is probably the weakest position in the game when you don't pick players in more than one position. For me, Dybala just felt amazing in game. He has both the shooting traits, the 99 agility, 98 dribbling. Felt good. He felt pretty good physically, which surprised me. A lot of this list is going on paper and how they should play, whereas a lot of these I've used pretty much every card. Other than I think I haven't used Maradona. I've not used that Griezmann, but I've used the foot birthday one. I've not used ZH either. I've used every other one. I didn't use Hulk either. So I've not used a few actually, but I can tell you for free, Hulk isn't going to be as good as some of the others with that balance and agility. Maradona won't be quite as good as some of these with a weak foot. I mean, Maradona, Salah, you could maybe swap, but for me, Salah just had that a bit more about him. And Maradona's such bad value, probably. Anything you'd swap here?
Not really. It's a tough one, isn't it? I think quite a few are debatable. Like Dybala, I'm not obviously on this list. He could be second, but it's because of the other, the Cams and the Lambs that we've used. So it's tough to pick
You'd probably still pick. Well, not probably. You would still pick Mane, Mbappe, Cruyff over them, even at Ram. I like having someone on, if they're not 5-star weak foot, on their left to cut in from the right on the left wing, but the Ram and right wing position on this game is a lot weaker than the left wing this year, would you say?
Yeah.
So that's why this one's not quite as good. Okay. The final position, the big one, Striker. Okay. Moments R9 number 1. Team the CR7 number 2. Moments Eusebio number 3. Tots Ben Yedder, we're calling it, number 4. Foot Birthday Mbappe number 5. And then these are a few of the honourable mentions. CR7, you'll note, is the only non-5-star weak foot in the top 5. The reason he's there is he's just a monster. He has the skill moves, high lows, quite nice for stamina. Like, I've played games where he has full stamina at half time. He doesn't play like he has 78 balance. He just glitches through players. Some of the, like, I think you were watching me the other night, weren't you, Jambu? And you just like, you couldn't believe some of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah, you can just mess about and he'll still score from it.
Like, he's just, there's something different about this card. 5-star weak foot, I'd say, was the most essential stat. Would you say it's striker?
Yeah.
But for some reason, this Ronaldo's left foot doesn't. You can tell it isn't 5-star, but it's as close as you can get to it with his juiced up shooting, and then he dribbles better than someone with that balance, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can swivel.
He has his own body type and animations, I think, on the game. But would you agree with that top 5 in the order?
Yeah, I think so.
Ben Yedder could be ahead of Eusebio, maybe, but we need to see what the card, how juiced it is. If it's a 95 Ben Yedder, then he might be below Mbappe. If it's a 97, he could be 3rd or even 2nd, maybe. But
Can you imagine? Sorry.
Go on.
Can you imagine if they upgrade Mbappe's weak foot for this? Would he be better than R9, maybe?
Well, let's look at the 98 and see what his stats are like.
I think he would be, you know.
I think he would. He has like special animations, I think, a bit as well. We'll swap him round here. He'd have the 5-star, 5-star.
No, he would be better.
He'd be quicker. He'd have better long shots and shot
Way better aggression.
Way better passing.
Yeah, he'd be better.
He'd have at least good strength. It'd still be fairly close, but
yeah,
he would be better, yeah. Yeah, I don't think they will upgrade it because they've already got the Foot Birthday one with that.
They'll make a lot of money though.
EA don't like making money. Some of the honourable mentions. Haaland, I'm not sure about. Maybe I'm stretching here, but he's a bit too bad on the ball in my opinion. But other than that, he has some of the best stats you can have on the game. Lewandowski, if he had 5-star weak foot, for me, he would probably be 3rd on this list, maybe even 2nd. Like, this card is insane, but the weak foot just lets it down. Charleston has the weak foot, but is a little bit clunky. Butra, one of your favourites, Jambu?
Yeah, I love the man.
Which one was the hero for you?
The mid, which is the, 90 is it?
Yeah, he took you to an event this year, didn't he, in extra time?
Did indeed, yeah.
Dalglish, pretty insane, one of my favourite cards this year. And then another one of Jambu's favourites, Louis.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Do you have a bit of bite to him, that card?
Yeah.
I've played against him. He gets some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen on this game. He just bounces off people. He gets as much stuff go his way, in my opinion, as Moments R9. Maybe more. Yeah, maybe more in his body type.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the weak foot. Or I know you don't care too much about skill moves, but I like at least 4-star for the scoop turn. Yeah. So, boys, that is the end of what's been a beautiful series. Hope you've all enjoyed it. It was nice to get Jambu on for the final episode. So, thank you, Jambu, for joining us. Any final thoughts?
For having me. No. Just hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like. Come over to me and drop a cheeky sub. And we will catch you next time.
Yep. Make sure you subscribe to Jambu's channel. He's a bit of a dosser, but he's a good content creator still.
Hey, I'm a daily uploader now.
Yeah, he's uploading daily. Me and Analyst have finally managed to whip him into shape. And if you're looking to improve at FIFA, me, Jambu, and FIFA Analyst all highly recommend the Underdog Patreon. I will say now that it's probably better to sign up in like 3 days because you'd get charged twice. You get charged at the start of the month. But we'd love to see you there. Get more access to us. We're doing our first Underdog tournament tonight, so that should be pretty sick. But appreciate you all watching. Have a spicy evening and good luck this weekend.